So on to our next lightning talk. Really keen to welcome John Datta from Trinity College, University of Cambridge, and Naomi Kellman from Rare Recruitment. Over to you.
Good morning, everyone. My name's John Datta. I'm the Outreach Coordinator at Trinity College, Cambridge. My role is to oversee our partnerships with educational outreach projects, as well as general oversight of our widening participation programme. And with me today is Naomi Kellman.
Hi, I'm Naomi Kellman. I'm Rare Senior Manager for Schools and Universities, and I'm also the founder of Target Oxbridge and excited to be working with John on our new Year 10 programme. So in terms of what Target Oxbridge is, it's a programme that's been founded since 2012 to help Black students increase their chances of getting into Oxford and Cambridge. Rare is a diversity specialist, and we set this programme up as a pro bono effort back in 2012 to address the fact that only 1% of the intake at Oxford and Cambridge were from Black backgrounds, despite the fact that Black students make up about 5% of the A-level population. Since 2016 and 17, we've been working closely with the universities to offer residential visits. We also provide the students with personalised support throughout Year 12 and early Year 13 to make their applications. And we also let them know how to prepare and give them access to lots of role models in the form of Black students at Oxford and Cambridge. We have a success rate of over 40% in the most recent 3 years, and we've also helped over 280 Black students gain Oxbridge places since the programme started.
So according to the OFS Independent Review of Evaluation for the UniConnect partnerships, approaches should be planned, coherent, and contribute to an incremental journey towards learners towards their educational goals. And working with students earlier will address the following barriers faced by Black students when applying to Oxbridge. So the first bullet point there is that they also found that to contribute to learners having high levels of confidence in their decision-making abilities, sustained engagement from an earlier age, in multi-intervention programs is found to have a positive impact on long-term outcomes. So by introducing a Year 10 program that ultimately feeds into the flagship Year 12 program, it will increase the likelihood that a learner will successfully progress to HE and hopefully to highly selective institutions based on our application criteria. The second bullet point highlights that the evidence suggests that younger cohorts also may benefit when the focus is on awareness raising and challenging misconceptions in particular. And this contrasts slightly with older groups who may benefit from a more detailed course information and insights into daily student life. So we're really aiming to raise awareness and aspiration as opposed to detailed knowledge of day-to-day living at university. The third bullet point there highlights that each year lots of students don't take the right A levels, and that is a real barrier to them then going on to progressing to Oxford or Cambridge, because they simply can't progress if they haven't chosen the right selection of A levels. So another goal for us with this Year 10 program is to ensure that they choose degree subjects that they're genuinely interested in through choosing the right subjects. But also we want to break down misunderstanding of what graduate recruiters are looking for, and to try to highlight some of the benefits of perhaps less selected A-level subjects. So by working with students in Year 10, we'll be able to ensure that students do not accidentally limit their degree options in due course. And as Naomi highlighted, there is a significant Black attainment gap at both GCSE and A-level. Black students are the lowest performing ethnic group at GCSE, in addition to the stats at A-level. By working with them again in Year 10, we'll be able to provide students with an understanding of the academic standard they need to be working towards in order to make a competitive application to Oxbridge afterwards, or any highly selective institution. And finally, and very importantly, particularly relating to the fact that relating to role models, as was discussed in the previous talk, a large proportion of Black students are still concerned that Oxbridge is perhaps not for them. And this is exacerbated by a lack of access to role models in the form of Black students who've completed degrees at highly selective institutions, particularly at Cambridge and Oxford. So we intend for this programme to be impactful when student ambassadors contribute to the delivery and draw on their own experience to support and inspire learners. This programme will hopefully eliminate that barrier, allowing students to focus their minds on the academic challenge at hand and removing the need to worry about being the only sort of student like them if they do indeed attend Cambridge or Oxford in due course. We aim to provide a springboard for Year 10 Black students so that when the time arises, they have the self-belief self-belief and information necessary to make competitive applications to Cambridge or Oxford.
We've got a 4-part webinar series having that really sustained engagement with students over the next few months. The first one's going to deal with what is Oxbridge really like. There are lots of myths that abound about Oxford and Cambridge, particularly for Black students who worry that there aren't very many Black students at the universities. And so we hope to just demystify first of all and provide that access to role models so that those concerns can be dealt with quite early. Then we want to tell students how they can work towards Oxbridge. As John's already alluded to, there are sometimes misconceptions about what sorts of grades you ought to be aiming for, and also what sorts of A-levels you might need to be taking when you want to keep your options open. And it's fine for students to not know what they want to do, but it's important for them to know which routes will be open to them depending on which subjects they take. And so we want to really be very clear about that. Our third webinar will talk about degree subject choice and careers. What we know is students often from ethnic minority backgrounds are keen on traditional subjects because they think that's essential for having a good career prospect. So for example, lots of students apply to us wanting to study law, medicine, economics, which is fine in some cases, but not in all. And what we are able to do at Rare is bring in our graduate recruitment clients, so for example, firms like Clifford Chance and Linklaters, and have them say very early on, 50% of our law intake for our training contracts are from non-law degrees. And so study history, study Spanish, if that's going to make you most happy and most successful, and we'll happily hire you. And that's key for having the students take those decisions, and also for their parents to know that that's an okay option for them, because parents are often very involved in those choices and are worried about job security. Finally, we'll end the series with a mini academic lecture to provide that access and to give students an insight into what life at the university would be like.
Yeah, and one thing that's very important in terms of evaluation is that we review the appropriateness of our activities for learners in different year groups, having piloting in year 10 and comparing the differences to year 12 attitudes. So what we intend to look at in order to sort of gain those insights is academic self-concept, perception of Cambridge and Oxford, belief that they might be able to attend Cambridge and Oxford through their own understanding, and also the academic expectations of them. One thing we also intend to do is to check in with our students in year 11 to offer some sort of intermediary check-in to ensure that our approach stays consistent and involved throughout their time from year 10 all the way through to year 12 when they could start the flagship programme. I'm very conscious of time, so I'll stop there and take any questions that might be there.
Lovely, thank you. I can't see any questions from the chat at the moment. Jill, have you got any?
We haven't. I did have a curiosity about how schools or pupils got in touch and joined the programme. Apologies if I missed that.
Sure. That's a great question. So we put it out there, including a teacher reference to be completed for this programme initially. Fortunately, because we have increased geographical and numerical reach due to the current situation and completing the programme online, we decided to actually hugely open up the amount of spaces that we had available. So we were vastly oversubscribed for the initial 100 places that we offered. We received close to 1,000 applications, and we have now ensured that almost all students who put in an application have access to the programme in some form. So we have just over 500 who will be able to join us live and take part in the interactive elements of the programs, and the remaining several hundred will be able to access the recordings, but that's how we did it.
And in terms of promotion, we've been building a school network over the years on our side, and John and his team have a school network also. So we put it out to those schools, but also to our students. And our students who've been through the Year 12 programme are brilliant ambassadors for younger year groups. And also we make use of social media so that even if the students themselves don't see it, their friends, their family might see it and share it with them.
And one thing that's fantastic that came out of this is that the undergraduate students at Trinity decided to form a sort of similar programme spin-off that took some of the students that weren't successful in Year 12 on Naomi's programme onto our own in-house Trinity mentoring scheme for Black students too.
Wonderful. Okay. Brilliant. Thank you for asking those questions. I'm going to need to move us on because we're into our last 10 minutes, but that's been really interesting. Thank you again.